This isn't the video we planned to make about Mexico, but with the recent news, we knew this was going to end up being controversial.
4 Americans kidnapped in a Mexican border city.
2 were found dead.
First, our sympathies go out to those affected by the murders in Mexico last week. It's a terrible situation and a senseless loss of life.
Secondly, we actually filmed this video a couple weeks before the tragedy occurred.
So we had no idea what was going to happen while we were filming.
As we're editing this video with the backdrop of the murders, we realize there's a much bigger issue that the news channels aren't talking about.
So stick around to the end of the video where we're going to address this topic that the news media seems to think is off limits.
We're Mela and Don.
And after converting a 40-foot bus into our tiny dream home on wheels,
We're traveling the United States,
seeking out fringe culture, alternative living, and adventure.
with a goal to find a healthier, happier way to live our lives. If you watched last week's video, you'll know how we came to this area so that we could just walk into Mexico. And then...
Cut to the sandstorm.
Holy crap! Honey, are you watching this? I called it no Mexico today.
But today's a nice, bright, sunny day. The wind is cool and calm. And we got nothing else to do.
So we're gonna go to Mexico.
We're going to walk into Los Algodones, Mexico, otherwise known as Molar City. We've been staying at the Pilot Knob LTVA. This is another long-term visitor area, BLM land. Very affordable, $180 to stay here for 7 months. Millions of snowbirds come down to this area every year to enjoy the warm weather, and boy, are we glad we're here right now because there's some massive storms throughout central and east coast of the states.
Now, I've talked in the past a little bit about my PTSD and anxiety. And to be honest, this triggers my anxiety quite a bit. It's not about going to Mexico, it's about the border crossing and standing in lines. I know it's going to trigger me. I'm already pretty anxious, but Don really wants to go, and I'm sure we're going to have a good time. But there's that. Apparently you can just walk right in, but it's the coming back out that there can be long lines to get back into the U.S. So let's see what happens. Say, that's the wall right there. And here's our parking lot.
So this is a parking lot owned by the Indian Reservation in the area. It's like $6 for cars. If you have an RV, you can actually stay here overnight for like $22, up to 3 nights, I believe. And that way you can just park here, walk into Mexico each day, and walk back every day.
But we like the idea that we could actually just park for free because we already had an LTVA pass from staying in Quartzsite. So less money to come in was our choice. But if you're just kind of passing through the area, super convenient.
Yeah, very convenient.
Online today? Not bad yet. Coming out. That's your week. Coming out.
So we had to turn the camera off to walk through the actual border inspection area, which wasn't much of an inspection.
There was no stopping. You just kept walking. 2 guards waved us on. Didn't check anything.
Didn't check passports, didn't check anything. And now we're in Mexico. What you got there?
Cheaper here, Mexico.
That's a lot of hats you're wearing.
Yes, sir. I'm working here, amigo.
As soon as you walk in, you are bombarded with people trying to get you to go to the dentist or buy them things or whatever. Like, it's intense. Hi, Bonnie.
No, thank you.
That's very pretty, but no thank you.
So one of the reasons I want to come down here today is I need to get a prescription fulfilled. So we're just going to walk to a pharmacy, find out what we can do.
No thank you.
I have a big one. It's $10.62.
$10.62 for how many?
15. S2
15. Oh, that's expensive?
It's more
That's more expensive than in the States.
Oh, the best price for $5.45.
$5. So the first place I stopped at, they wanted way more than I actually paid in the States for my medication. So we'll try another one in a few minutes here.
So cute.
And some smells so good. I'm getting hungry.
Los Algodones, aka Molar City, is home to over 300 dentists in just 1 square mile.
Knowing that before we walked the streets was one thing, but seeing them 3 to 5 medical buildings a block was still a shock. We knew it was called Molar City, but this is outrageous. Don't you think?
Yeah, just dentists everywhere.
It's obvious that these businesses are able to pop up just across the border and be profitable.
But it's a sad reflection of the state of healthcare in the United States.
The streets of Los Algodones are filled with colorful pop-up shops, selling clothing, jewelry, and all manner of tourist delights.
Don't even feel like you're on a sidewalk anymore because there are so many street vendors and street food.
You get a chance to work me off a little bit? I don't do hard in the morning, so help you. Come here. Thank you. We look a free pie.
We came across a famous taco restaurant we were excited to eat at, but we weren't quite ready for lunch yet. It doesn't matter where you stand on the political spectrum. You can draw a direct line between the inefficiency and expense of the American healthcare system to the medical tourism in Mexico.
We consider ourselves middle class, but even for us, it makes so much sense to save money by crossing the border for dental checkups and cleaning.
Now, Mella read about this restaurant. This entrance looks a little shifty.
But it's supposed to be the best food in Los Algodones, so let's go try it.
The bright, colorful Mocha's Tacos is a tourist and local favorite.
Its top-rated spot was good food with friendly service and decent prices. We had lunch for $16 and were sure to drink bottled drinks as it's advised to avoid the water. Well, it is very overwhelming. Wherever you go, you're being haggled. Even when you're sitting in the restaurant eating, people are approaching you non-stop. But everybody's very friendly, everybody speaks English, they take US dollars. It makes it pretty simple to just pop over.
Yeah, I think we're got one more stop and then we're gonna head back though. We tried about 7 pharmacies until we found one that carried the generic brand of my medication and affordable to pick up while we were in Mexico.
And you have to haggle with everybody. Even in the pharmacy, you can haggle the price with them, which is a little different.
It's hard to believe the cultural difference in the feel in Los Algodones when you're just a few feet away from the US border.
And we found the line to get back in. It looks like we were not early enough. The line is moving, but this is my nightmare right here.
Now, fear is a pretty funny thing. It's passed down to us from our ancestors from 500,000 years ago. But it's mostly to keep us safe from lions and tigers out in the wild. As we've changed our lives and become nomads, we've had to overcome fear on multiple levels. Each day as we travel, there is this sense of the unknown. And if we were to live in the state of being afraid of the unknown, we wouldn't be able to have any adventures at all.
We finally made it out of there.
Only took an hour and 40 minutes to wait in line to get out.
It felt like forever at first. I thought I was going to have to leave the line and stay there for the night.
I actually think it would be easy to drive in and drive out because you can get through a lot quicker.
Yeah, the driving line definitely moves a lot faster than the walking line.
And now we're back in the good old US of A. We got a whole 1 mile drive to get back to the bus.
I'm kind of exhausted from that line.
That line is...
That was a lot of anxiety for me right there.
Yeah, I could tell.
I was pretty stressed out. Coming up close to the end, and then I started to relax.
I was just kind of getting bored. It's like the same for me as if you're going to the airport and you have a long line for security. Fun fact, we were at the customs looking at our passports, and the Border Patrol asked Mela, "Are you a YouTuber?" So,
if you're watching this video, Border Patrol guy, comment below and say hi. I would have experienced this same anxiety if I was standing in a line at an airport, or say we had walked into Canada and had this long line to walk back in. But I don't let these things hold me back. Absolutely, you have to keep your wits about a situation and stay safe. You can't let irrational fear hold you back. Hi, bud. You okay? Did you miss us? Mr. Sweet seems a little mad. I think we left him alone too long today. Don is whipping up some dinner for us. What's coming for us here?
well, we went from some tacos for lunch to some Asian cuisine for dinner. And it's important for us as we continue to travel to not let our fears be sparked by sensationalism. I did a little bit of research and found out that more Americans are killed in Mexico by car accidents and drowning than murders. When we find out we don't hear about those things on the news, it makes me recalibrate the input from the sensational stories we hear.
As far as us, we'll be weighing up the risk versus reward of whether we're going to go back to Mexico for our dentist appointments.
Bon appetit. I don't know how to say that in Chinese. Hung hao. That's all I know right now off the top of my head in Chinese.
No.
Hello. Or welcome. Hung hao. Shishane is ni hao shishane. Hung hao shishane. Hung hao ni hao. Hung hao shishane. I don't know. If you know, please comment below. We need the help with the Chinese.
This looks delicious. I'm so excited about dinner. And we got given cheesecake from Deb and Bob, some subscribers who are parked just over there. They're being so sweet to us. We hung out with them for a drink over sunset. They gave us some cheesecake, so we're eating real good tonight.
And big thanks for the cats to Deb and Bob for the new hummingbird feeder, since ours was destroyed during the sandstorm.
Yeah, they're gonna enjoy that very, very much. All we need to decide now is if we're going to go back to Mexico for our dentist appointments, because we decided to go for fun today while we wait for our dentist appointments, but after that line coming out, we're not sure.
Yeah, we gotta think about it.
Yeah.
It may not be worth the fun to wait for almost 2 hours in a line to get back.
Yeah, so we'll see.
But we're gonna wrap this one up here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us again this week. And who knows what the heck is gonna happen next week, but we'll be taking you with us.
Ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene por qué le falta marihuana que fumar.
La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar porque los pies